How's it going, everyone? Equinox Phoenix here, and today we are going to talk about The Flash, Season 8, Episode 5, titled Armageddon Part 5. The timeline is back to normal. The episode starts with Barry rushing off to give Joe a hug, and he then proceeds to explain everything that happens, because Joe's like, Barry, what's going on? Like, because to Joe, I've been alive this entire time. Why is Barry suddenly hugging me like he hasn't seen me in days or weeks, or like something bad has happened? He's like, "What, Barry? What's going on?" So Barry explains the reverse flashpoint. Afterwards, he then explains it to the entirety of Team Flash, which is cool. Um, like it's really cool. I love it. Then Thawne goes to Central City Police Department and just he kind of sort of attacks a bunch of people. I say kind of sort of only because while he does attack them, he doesn't do it in his usual reverse flash sociopathic way where he kills everybody. He just kind of like knocks them down onto the floor with negative speed force lightning just to pull the Flash in. Although when he's like, "What is taking the hero so long?" Mia pops in. Is just like, "You are a hero, right?" Mia's here. Woo! Finally. Although to be fair, anyway, it's kind of interesting. Then Flash comes in as Thawne is about to into Mia's heart. He knocks Eobard onto the floor, and he's like, "I'm not here to fight. I'm here where there are witnesses." And it's just like, "Oh no." And he's like, "To ask you to save me, Flash." Right? It's like, anyway, Thawne is being erased from the timeline, because that is the repercussions of the time stone being used. It's forcibly fixing the timeline. Now, speaking of the time stone, while Barry and Joe were talking, Damien Dark shows up. Uh, and he tells Barry something's wrong. He tells Barry that something's wrong. He's still here, but Nora isn't. He's like, "What is going on?" Um, and that's actually more on that later. I should note now that Damien doesn't really show up this episode much beyond this and one other scene. We'll get to that later. Anyway, Team Flash is discussing whether they should save Thawne or not, or just let him fade into the timeline. Mia is not liking the idea of them possibly saving him, and she convinces Iris that Thawne has to die. Iris and Barry agree, mainly because Iris, Barry, and Caitlin agree, due to the fact that Thawne pisses off Caitlin, and he tells Barry that the reason he hates Barry is because the Flash went to the future 2 centuries from now and took the spotlight from him. Something so small and insignificant has caused this war of attrition that Barry keeps winning, mind you. Each battle ends in Barry's win. Thawne hasn't won one. Because every time Thawne does something to beat Barry, Barry undoes it. So this entire decades-long war of attrition between the Flash and the Reverse Flash ends in Thawne's continuous failures. So they're like, yeah, let's just let him die. Joe takes great offense to this, right? He's like, Iris, Barry, we need to talk now. Like, Joe is pissed that the fact that they're trying to let Barry, not let Barry, let Thawne die. He gives them, he literally reads both of them the riot act. He goes full dad mode on the two of them and reads the two of them the goddamn riot act. And it is amazing. Joe West being the father that he is to both of them. And he gets them to side with him. They need to save Thawne, especially when he finds out that you can save Thawne if you remove his speed. Because technically, if he has no speed, he has no speed. Right? The reason he's disappearing from the timeline is simply is because he has negative speed for speed. Now, Despero is very, very upsetty at Barry deciding to let the Reverse Flash live. He then mind controls Mia into attacking the team while he distracts the Flash in public. Iris successfully manages to talk Mia Queen down, and Barry goes back to the team to see what's up, because he's like, my pawn failed. Because, you know, Despero's like, my pawn failed. I don't like Mia being called a pawn. That is not okay. She is not a pawn. You absolute fucking scrub. Anyway, Despero uses the flame of Pytar to try and nuke Central City, to kill Eobard Thawne. Or to erase Eobard Thawne from the timeline. Now, Chester reveals he made the golden boots. They need, I think Barry needs like more speed or something like that, like just a tiny bit more speed. I don't remember it, like the show itself glossed over it. I don't know why they did that, but they kind of glossed over it. Like the reasoning for it. It was like 2 sentences. But Chester made the golden boots that is in the comics. Barry uses them to create a vacuum. Uh, and to direct the flames of Pytar into Despero, disconnecting him from it, which I don't think makes any sense, but hey, whatever. I don't know why you need golden boots to yeet Despero out of it. And then Despero like bursts into flames and disintegrates. Anyway. Then Barry runs as fast as he can. Right? Back into the prison thing, and he's like, when I say thing, drop the shields. He drops the shields, shoots Eobard with a metric fuck ton of lightning, disconnecting Eobard from the negative speed force, sending it up into the air, which is probably gonna be problematic. Eobard then says, "You didn't save my life. You took my life. My speed is my life. You have taken it and left me in hell." They send him off to Argus, and yeah. Time for a party! Mia joins the party. They all look absolutely fabulous, right? Like, they're looking fantastic. Damien Dark asks, is there room for a magician? And Mia's like, I know what you did. Tell me why I shouldn't kill you now. He's like, do it. Damien is like, my daughter isn't alive. I should have given my life to her. I don't know what the fuck is going on. If you want to kill me, right? He's just... He's being a good dad, right? His first priority, first and foremost, is Nora, and sorry. His first and only priority is Nora being alive, and for whatever reason, she's not. Now, after a heart-to-heart between him and Joe, Joe thanks him for the save, and they both agree that being a father changes you for the better. Now, I don't necessarily agree with this, and we've been over this on my channel, on all two of my main channels. On the whys, I've taken pot shots at my own dad for failing in that regard miserably, um, time and time again. We're not gonna go over that, but yeah, normally fatherhood changes you for the better, which is true. He then closes his eyes, and when Joe asks, "Are you trying to cast a spell?" he's like, "No, I'm saying a prayer." He gives Joe the time stone and disappears. There he meets Nora in what is essentially limbo, and he switches places with her. As a result of this, Nora is back, but she's in tears. Joe explains to her that your father gave his life for yours. Again. And he now has a story to tell her, so he takes her, like, he wraps his arm around her, and they both walk off. It should be noted, during this party, Iris and Mia had a kind of, like, end to their heart-to-heart early in the episode. And Mia says she's gonna go see her mom. Because, the Hosen lead is leading to a very tricky firewall, and so she, of course, she's gonna go see her mom because her mom's a hacker and all of this. Now, does this mean we're gonna get Mia in the Flash season 8? I can only hope. As I've stated, I'm very upset with the CW and WB TV that they didn't greenlight Green Arrow and the Canaries, because I was actually really looking forward to having Earth 2 Laurel, Dinah, and Mia suiting up and being heroes and whatnot. I was looking forward to seeing Mia, and it upset me when it wasn't greenlit. But hey, we're getting her in the Flash, theoretically. Probably not gonna be a mainstay. Anyway, the episode ends with a picture in 2014 with Nora and Bart. Speed Force Lightning showing up in the image, which means they've gone to 2014. This isn't good because rule number one of their family is no time travel. Right as Barry deleted all of the anachronisms created in the timeline to reset to one timeline, Bart and Nora have created more issues. I'm sure this will be explored in the second half of the season, because this is apparently only the first half, even though the second half is more than 5 episodes. But hey, whatever. The next episode is in March, I think, of 2022. So, if you guys are watching for that, I will see you then. If you're watching because you like to hear me ramble on about the episodes, Hawkeye will go up today, probably. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Tell me what you guys thought of the episode in the comment section down below. If you guys haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, stay bright.